ectopic, ruptured ectopic. So what you start with is, you call for help, you open 2 IV on both sides of your hand. You open the management of shock. Okay, so it has to be there together. So you give her fluids, whatever you have first. So you open on both hands, you open the cannula. So large IV cannulas on either hands, okay, either arms, and then at the same time you send blood for examination. So what examinations you want? You want a hemoglobin or complete blood count, let's say. Complete blood count, you want hemoglobin, you want blood grouping and cross matching. So you want blood for the lady immediately. So when you're opening a cannula, at that same time, you draw a little blood for the investigations, and then you start fluid, okay, immediately, and ask for blood. So once blood is available, you transfuse blood because she's having hemorrhage. The shock is because of hemorrhage, because of bleeding. So you have to give her blood. If the shock is because of sepsis, then you don't give her blood, obviously. Okay. So the shock management, you've done your shock class. So you know according to what type of shock you manage her. But in obstetrics, usually the shock is because of hemorrhage. And because of ectopic, she's having hemorrhage. Okay. So you have to give her blood once blood is available, the first thing. If blood is not available, you give her fluids. Okay. And then ask her you can raise her leg so that she gets blood for the vital organs. Okay, so leg end is raised and you treat shock. So you have to write all the treatment of shock, ABC. Okay, you put oxygen for this thing, oxygen via face mask, and then you give her blood. Okay, so all that, and then laparotomy should be done as soon as you can take her. Okay, salpingectomy is the definitive treatment. Salpingectomy is you removing the tube that has ruptured. Okay, so you have to remove it, and the ovary is not this thing removed. Okay, so obviously it is only the tubes that is removed. And if blood is not available, there's something known as auto transfusion. Well, it's okay, you don't have to write that. This much is enough for you. Okay, so you have to write all. Whenever you're given a question, you have to please write the detailed management of shock. Okay, I haven't written all because the class will be very long then. So you have to write the detailed management of shock when she comes to you, and side by side you're also planning for a laparotomy. Okay. Now chronic ectopic pregnancy. Chronic. Okay, chronic was which ruptured some time back, and then the body has taken care of it, and it's formed a mass with all omentum and tube and ovary jumbled up together. So that is chronic. So that's why it feels like a mass. Okay, vague mass. So what are the investigations you do? I told you serial beta HCG. I told you 48 hours apart, you can do that. Okay, serum progesterone also can be done, but we don't do this as such. Okay, it's okay for writing purposes, but usually we don't do this. And then there are some things like trophoblastic proteins, which also we do not do. So this is something very advanced, not for people in Nepal at least. Okay, so trophoblastic proteins and all we're not sending. So now what you do is an ultrasound. So ultrasound, what you see is you see the collection. Obviously, hematocele is found. So in the peritoneal cavity, in the pelvic cavity, basically there is some mass which looks like a blood clot, large blood clot with all surrounding structures adhering to it. Okay, and for this also laparoscopy is the gold standard. Laparoscopy means you put a scope into the abdomen and you see. So that is a gold standard laparoscopy. Okay, so treatment is always surgical for chronic also because there's a mass inside and you have to remove that. Okay, so it is always surgical for chronic. So treatment for acute ruptured and chronic is always surgical. Okay, so that means medical management and expectant management is done for unruptured. Okay, so you got it. So for acute management and chronic, for acute ectopic and chronic ectopic, you always go for surgery. So even here, we've come to know you might put a scope inside laparoscope and just see, oh yes, it is an ectopic. And then you do a surgery for her. Oh, मेरे class चाहिले. Class much okay, HNY. So salpingectomy of the tube which has the mass. Okay, so you do salpingectomy, removing the tube. And if there is a pelvic hematocele which is infected, sometimes I told you she might also have fever. because there could be infection of that mass, which is there from such a long time. So you have to drain that abscess. Okay, you could do a colpotomy from down below, or you could do a laparotomy and wash off the abscess. And sometimes, if the ovary is very badly adherent to the mass, you can do a salpingo oophorectomy. Oophorectomy is removing the ovary. But please don't write this in your answers. Okay, if you write an oophorectomy, then you're going to get 0 for that, because you are never going to remove the ovaries for an ectopic. But in very few situations where the ovary is very badly adherent to the mass, then we have no choice, but we do it. But for you people, it's only, you have to only know that we do a salpingectomy. Okay, so we just remove the tube. Now for the unruptured, you have options. Okay, so unruptured ectopic, you have options are surgical. Surgical is that you remove the tube, or there could be minimal invasive, I'll tell you, minimal surgeries also, or you can do a medical management. Okay, surgically administered medical treatment. So surgically administered means you're putting a syringe, okay, into the site of the ectopic, and you're giving drugs directly into the ectopic pregnancy, the tube. Okay, so directly putting a syringe from the abdomen without opening the abdomen. Okay, so just a syringe with the medicine loaded, and you inject it into the ectopic sac. So this can be done under ultrasound guidance. Okay, or medical treatment. So medical treatment means you're giving a systemic injection, systemic or IM. So you're giving her IM. Okay, and expectant management, what I told you, is doing nothing. You're just keeping her observing her, sending a few blood investigations, and you're waiting for the nature to do its course. Okay, so expectant management. Okay, so these three for unruptured ectopic. Is it clear? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
You people, you're writing it down. Are you writing it down, or you just paying attention?
No, ma'am.
You're not writing?
No, ma'am.
You should be writing, people. I'm sure you don't have this thing, copies, books and all in your at home, right? So you should have written down. Okay, so surgical treatment of ectopic, it is either laparoscopy or laparotomy. Told you it is for the chronic ectopic, right? For the unruptured ectopic, this is salpingectomy. Either you can remove the salpingectomy, or you can remove the tube, or you can do conservative surgeries like linear salpingostomy. So salpingostomy, linear salpingotomy. So salpingotomy and salpingostomy, two terms. Okay, so salpingostomy, stomy means stoma. So you're making a stoma. You're cutting on the anti-mesenteric border of the fallopian tube, removing out the ectopic gestation and leaving the tube open. You're not suturing the tube back. Okay, so you're leaving it open. Just taking care of the hemostasis and leaving the tube open so it heals on its own. Salpingostoma, like stoma you do in surgery, you open a stoma, right? Or bowel injury and all. Colostomy, so it's like that. Okay, so stoma. Salpingotomy means you're cutting the tube, removing the gestation, ectopic gestation, and then you're suturing it back. Salpingotomy. Okay, so you're suturing it back. Segmental resection and anastomosis means only the part where the ectopic is implanted, you're cutting that much part, that segment of the tube, and then you're suturing the rest back. Okay, so it's resection and anastomosis. And milking of the tube is another thing. That is, you're not making any incisions and all on the tube. You're just milking the contents through the fimbrial end. Okay, and then you wash the tube thoroughly with syringe. You put water inside the tube, wash it off, and then make sure that all the ectopic gestation has come out. So these are conservative surgeries for the tube. So this is done in cases in women who are infertile, okay, or those who want pregnancy, or those who are having a second ectopic. So one tube is already not there. Now she wants at least this tube left, right, for her. So for these patients, and obviously it should not be an acute ruptured. So if the tube is already ruptured, then obviously you're doing a salpingectomy, you're removing the tube. but this is for an unruptured ectopic, okay? So you've understood the conservative surgeries for the tube are salpingostomy, that is stoma, you're leaving, cutting it open, taking out the gestational sac, and then leaving it open. Salpingotomy is you're cutting it out and taking out the gestational sac and then suturing it at segmental resection. You're taking out only that segment, okay? So always laparotomy or laparoscopy is one thing. Okay, so laparoscopy is obviously better. Okay, and salpingectomy or the conservative surgeries for the tube. That is also always, the debate is always like that. It goes on. So this is not for you as such. So what you have to write is this, okay? So you have to write the various managements for unruptured ectopic is this, okay? So you could do a laparoscopy or a laparotomy. And when you're doing either laparoscopy or laparotomy, the procedure that is done is salpingectomy or conservation of the tube. Okay, so for conservative surgeries, these things are the conservative surgeries. All tubal pregnancies can be treated by partial or total salpingectomy. Salpingostomy or salpingotomy is only indicated. Okay, that means this is a conservative surgery for the tube, is only indicated when the patient desires to conserve her fertility, if she is hemodynamically stable, if the tubal pregnancy is accessible. Okay, you can see, oh yes, this is, if it is, you're not very sure, this is the ectopic over here in the tube, entire tube. Yes, this is the part where the ectopic is. You have to be very sure it is this part. Sometimes it could be here, it could be here, it could be along the entire tube, right? So it is accessible and unruptured and less than 5 centimeters in size. Okay, and contralateral tube is absent or damaged. So this is when you do a conservative surgery for the tube. Okay, salpingostomy and gotomy are conservation of the tube. You're not cutting out the tube, you're leaving the tube for her, okay? So the choice of surgical treatment does not influence the post-treatment. Okay, this is okay, you don't have to do this. This is also a score which helps us to determine whether we go for a conservative surgery or salpingectomy. Okay, so this is for those who want to read a little further, want to do very well in the exam. So for them, it is this. Okay, and the rationale behind the scoring. Okay, this I don't. So there's something known as persistent ectopic pregnancy. Okay, it is persisting. The same ectopic is coming back again. That means which was there. This is done because of incomplete treatment. So what, this is a complication of salpingotomy. So this is a complication of the conservation of the tube. Okay, so conservative surgeries that we've done on the tube, salpingotomy or salpingostomy. When the residual trophoblast continues to survive because of incomplete evacuation of the ectopic pregnancy. The diagnosis is made because of a raised post-op serum beta HCG, and if untreated, it could cause hemorrhage. So what will you do for these patients? You have to open her up and do a salpingectomy, okay? Or you can give IM or oral methotrexate in a single dose of 50 mg per meter square of body surface area. So you can do either a surgery or you can do a medical management, okay? So usually the patient is already fed up because of this, so she will ask for an operation. But if she's a high risk, she wants pregnancy, she's infertile, she might go for a medical management also, okay? So surgically administered medical treatment. Okay, so surgically administered medical treatment, the aim is trophoblastic destruction without systemic side effects. So you are putting the medicine directly into the gestational sac. So it is not going systemically, okay? So technique is injection of trophotoxic substance into the ectopic pregnancy sac or into the affected tube by laparoscopy or ultrasonographically guided, transabdominal or transvaginal, okay? So I told you, I explained this to you earlier also. So the drugs could be methotrexate, potassium chloride, mifepristone, PGF2 alpha, hyperosmonoglucose solution or actinomycin D. So usually what we are using is methotrexate, okay? So usually methotrexate is used. So methotrexate mechanism of action is it interferes with the DNA synthesis by inhibiting the synthesis of pyrimidines, leading to trophoblastic cell death. Okay, autoenzymes and maternal tissues then absorb the trophoblast. So it is killing the trophoblastic cells, and that now is engulfed by the maternal tissue and autoenzymes. So what is the criteria for medical management with methotrexate? Hemoplasma. Class aquele. So ectopic pregnancy size should be less than 3.5 centimeters. It can be given IV, IM or oral. So what we do nowadays is we give methotrexate IM in a single dose. So methotrexate is given IM in a single dose of 50 mg per meter square without folinic acid, and serum beta HCG is again sent, okay, on day 4 to 7. So if the second serum beta HCG you do not see a fall of more than 15%, then again a second dose of methotrexate is given. Okay, and then we keep the patient in the ward. Obviously, she's admitted, she's not sent home. So we have to keep assessing her, seeing her, because when you're doing a medical management, in between she can go for rupture anytime. Okay, so it might rupture anytime. So you have to keep her in the ward, give blood, arrange blood, okay, and send blood investigations, and you have to see her every day to look for signs of rupture. Okay. So what are the advantages? Is minimal hospital stay. Some patients may also do it as an outdoor treatment, but for us, we keep her in the ward. She has quick recovery, 90% of success. And disadvantages are like side effects of GI and skin because of the drug. And monitoring is very essential. So you always have to keep monitoring her, send blood investigations, okay, total count, LFT, serum HCG every week, okay, till it is negative. Now, expectant treatment is initially what happens before the advent of salpingectomy, ectopic pregnancies were being treated expectantly with 70% mortality. When surgery was not there, they used to do this management expectant, okay, because they didn't know this, right? So today only selected cases are managed expectantly. Screening and identified by high resolution ultrasound scanner and monitored by serial serum beta HCG serum. Okay, so only a few are done. So what is the criteria? The diameter of the ectopic pregnancy should be less than 4 centimeters. There should be no sign of intrauterine pregnancy. It should not be ruptured, so there should not be any intraperitoneal collection, and no sign of acute bleeding, falling level of serum beta HCG, and no cardiac activity in the gestation sac. If any deviation from the above, then you have to go for whatever next, surgery or medical treatment. Okay, so spontaneous resolution occurs in the expectant. It occurs in 72%, while 28% will need a laparoscopy. In spontaneous resolution, it may take 4 to 67 days. So it can take a lot of days also. So she has to be very patient, and even we have to be patient with this, okay? And the percentage fall in beta HCG by day 7 is a better indicator than the percentage fall by day 2. So by day 7, when it has fallen a good amount, then you know. Tubal pregnancies have been known to rupture even when beta HCGs are low. Okay, so what is the summary? Is the incidence is rising, but the mortality is falling. Early diagnosis is the key. The choice today is laparoscopy. Okay, and trend is towards conservative surgery. So you're trying to conserve, ideally you should try to conserve the tube. Careful monitoring and proper counseling, and ruptured ectopic should be unusual with compliant patients and appropriate medical care. Okay, so any questions? Anybody has questions?